we're excited to announce our very first podcast sponsor, My Native Tongue. This game app, available on both Android and iOS, makes a language learning enjoyable and accessible. Inspired by the fun of games like Heads Up, My Native Tongue was initially designed to help families preserve the Creole language in a fun and interactive way. Now, it offers a variety of languages to choose from, with immersive lessons, engaging activities, and real-time practice with native speakers. It's a perfect way for families to bond while learning together. Don't wait. Download My Native Tongue from your app store today and start speaking with confidence.
Welcome back to the Haitian community. Today we have the privilege of speaking with a true catalyst for entrepreneurial growth in beloved Haiti, Philippe Saint-Cyr. As a leader of the Haiti Startup Talent Incubator program, Philippe has been instrumental in supporting over 300 young entrepreneurs and 90 startups, contributing to positive social and environmental change in the country, with a rich background that includes serving as the country director of UNICE, Social Business Haiti, and organizing groundbreaking events like the American Chamber of Commerce in Haiti. Philippe has consistently worked to bridge gaps and create opportunities for Haitian businesses. His efforts has not only attracted international support, but also helped build a thriving ecosystem for innovation and economic growth in Haiti. Holding an MBA from New York City, Fordham University, and expertise in emerging markets, political risk analysis, Philippe brings a unique blend of global perspective and local insight to his work. Today, we'll explore his journey, the challenges he's faced, and his vision for Haiti's entrepreneurial future. Please join me in welcoming my potential cousin, Philippe Saint-Cyr. Thank you for joining us at the Haitian community.
Thank you very much, sir, for this opportunity to talk about what we're doing in Haiti.
You're doing a lot.
My staff and I are very happy with what we're doing, and we really are appreciate this exposure.
So you're oscillating between Dominican Republic, the United States, and Haiti. You're hard at work working for the Haitian people. Let's go ahead and dive into your history and what drove you to actually want to help Haitian businesses succeed. Because when we're growing up, we're not thinking of helping businesses. We're thinking of creating our own business. So what drove you to say, I want to do something different?
That's a very interesting question. I don't think you really plan or look to help others. It's just something that fell in my lap while I was in Haiti. I was a director of the American Chamber of Commerce. I don't know if many people in the diaspora understand what it means. Every country with a U.S. embassy has an American Chamber of Commerce.
Okay.
Whether it's in Brazil, Egypt, China, France, Vietnam, there's an American Chamber wherever there's a U.S. embassy. So the American Chamber represents the private sector in that country, usually with a lot of people that represent American firms in that country.
Okay.
And it's a way to link the U.S. and that country as far as trade and investments. So there's an AmCham in Haiti since, I would say, 1980. So I moved back to Haiti back 13 years ago, and I was a director, and I learned a lot about the private sector, the larger companies in Haiti. You meet people from the government, other embassies, and it really gave me an eye-opener on what it meant to attract foreign firms to come to our country, how to help local firms in your country, let's say Haiti, to work with other companies, let's say whether you want to export or import products. And through me speaking at events in Haiti, wherever it's a conference, and I fell into other firms that were involved in Haiti locally, such as social business, and then they asked me to join their team.
Right.
And that's how I fell into helping young companies that wanted to get involved in as a social business.
So are these businesses, so does the chamber help businesses that are based in the United States establish themselves abroad, as in Haiti, or is it doing both, connecting businesses that are local in that country with businesses in the United States?
It does both.
It does both.
It does both. So usually on the board, let's say whether it's Amsterdam, Colombia, or Amsterdam, Mexico, half of the firms on the board are like a president of Citibank, president of a company representing Coca-Cola. It could be Pfizer, et cetera, in those countries. But we don't have Pfizer in Haiti. We do have someone that represents Coca-Cola in Haiti. So it's usually people that have American firms in the country or represent American firm in the country, or just the firms that want to do business with American firms or export to the American market.
So when you were there, did you see whether or not a lot of businesses wanted to connect with Haitian businesses or connect with Haiti, and there just wasn't an opportunity? Or did you have to demonstrate and showcase how Haiti could be a great place for businesses to work with?
It's a combination of all those things.
Okay.
But given Haiti has been a very difficult place over the years, some American firms came and they left. Whether it was United Airlines, Hilton came in and they never really evolved in building the hotel in Haiti.
There is a Hilton.
There was. They signed a contract. It was in the paper. There was a conference, but nothing ever came out after.
Why do you think that is?
Well, political instability is the main issue. A lot of Americans come to Haiti to sell their products. I did a delegation with Dade County, and a lot of firms want to sell their products, whether it's doors, windows, products for construction, food-related products, etc. So, I mean, it's an ongoing thing, but some countries succeed better than others, given the political context, whether it's in Latin America, Africa, or Asia.
So, obviously, the United States is not short on businesses. How did you view businesses in Haiti trying to connect with businesses in the United States? Were they even aware?
They're aware. I mean, you do whatever you can with the staff you have, and with all the other chambers working along and attracting firms to come to Haiti and invest. But when you have instability, you have other priorities, such as we had the earthquake, hurricanes. It delays the process. So some firms succeeded, whether they had the brand in Haiti or they represent a company or a brand. For example, Ace Hardware has a representative in Haiti now. Okay. It's called Matelec. So some brands succeeded, others they tried, and after 3-4 years, it didn't really make sense due to the challenges or cost of doing business or a combination of things, and they left. But those that are in Haiti, some of them have been trying to deal with all the challenges, and it's just been getting worse over the past 4 or 5 years.
4 or 5 years. Did you see, was the government trying to work with you?
I think it depends on who was at the helm of the Ministry of Commerce, who was the president, who was the prime minister. Overall, they want to, but some challenges, they can't really control it. Some of the challenges are bigger than you might expect, and that's a whole other conversation. We could spend hours talking about challenges. And
this is why we're here. We're here to condense that, but we're also here to understand, as the Haitian community, as a platform that we are building, as well as what you're doing, you're trying to establish a bridge. And if you look at the Philippines, if you look at even Nigeria and many other countries, there's a lot of virtual assistants, there's a lot of importing, there's a lot of exporting of not only products, but services, right? And the Haitian diaspora, whether we're talking about Canada, New York, Miami, even Paris, we want to be able to connect with our people. We want to be able to do business with our peoples. So knowing these challenges that are being faced, perhaps it's not just an internal problem. How can we help externally as well?
I mean, that's a very interesting question that a lot of players in Haiti, whether NGOs, USAID, U.S. State Department, have been trying to touch based on their events they've held over the years. And a lot of Haitian Americans came back to Haiti.
Right.
I'm one of them.
Right.
But I say a lot of issues happens when the diaspora, they feel that they have to speak to the president or the prime minister to get a deal done. And that's usually a can of worms. And I think that's the last thing you should do. I mean, I remember when I was at the American Chamber years ago, the best thing is either you contact a Chamber of Commerce, you contact the CFI, which is the Haitian government entity to help foreigners invest in Haiti, or you contact the Ministry of Commerce. Obviously, not everyone in the Ministry of Commerce may understand what you want to do, but those are the first three ways you could get information or to start your networking.
Right.
Obviously, the Haitian Embassy in DC is one aspect. It depends on whoever represents the commercial sector there that can lead you and connect you to the chambers in Haiti through the AmCham, the CFI, et cetera. So there are ways, but if you have to, in your own way, think you got to speak to the president or prime minister, I think you're just complicating the process.
So in New York, when I was in a business plan competition by the Brooklyn Public Library System, they created a Haitian business plan competition on top or separate of the generic business plan competition in Brooklyn, part of New York City. And that was a great opportunity for me to connect, and Haitians in general, to connect with the Haitian Chamber of Commerce, which is based in Brooklyn down on Flatbush Avenue. And when I transitioned and became aware of the Haitian Chamber of Commerce of Florida, HACOF, Haitian American Chamber of Commerce of Florida, they had an incubator program. And there are about 15 or so incubator programs down here in South Florida. Now, did the Chamber AmCham in Haiti have a incubator competition or help small businesses develop themselves? Did they fund any of these businesses that were trying to develop?
No. I'm a member of AmCham.
Yes.
And I'm also a member of HACOF.
Okay.
I'm a member of this chamber because I believe it's a way to enhance your networking, whether it's in Haiti or in the diaspora. And remember, there are other Haitian chambers in the U.S. There's one in Orlando, Fort Lauderdale, Atlanta,
Philadelphia,
Boston, a couple in D.C. Whether they're an association or a chamber, all those are good networking points for the diaspora. But what I would love to see is for them to interact with each other more. I mean, I know like NHP is doing an event with the Haitian Chamber in Atlanta in November. I plan to attend, and that's a positive step in the right direction to link up amongst all the diaspora to have information about the local population in the state or city that you're in, but also to network with people from Haiti that want to have this bridge to be strengthened, like they say, to whether it is for the diaspora to invest, whether it's for the diaspora to support or to buy products from my entrepreneurs. That's one of the key things I would love to see is for diaspora to either help us, whether to do educate them about whatever knowledge you might have or experience you might have gained over the years, but also investing in these young entrepreneurs or buying their products, someone that's doing cassava or chocolate. So I guess we'll get into that later on.
Yeah, we'll get into that because, I went to school for business before I started practicing law, right? You went to St. John's as
St.
well.
John's.
You went to St. John's in Queens. You went to Fordham in the Bronx.
In Manhattan.
Oh, the one in Manhattan. I know the law school's in Manhattan.
Yes. Right next door.
Yeah, right there in Lincoln Center area.
You got it.
So what did this enable you or help you redirect your focus to go back to Haiti and make a change? Because you could have went through the United Nations, right?
Well, I mean, when I went to grad school, I was a journalist before in Latin American stock markets.
Okay.
And I wrote about stocks, bond issues, investment funds in Latin America, IPOs, pension funds. You learn a lot, but I had this thing of working for an investment firm. So I worked for an investment firm in Manhattan for 2 years.
Okay.
And then I said, I have to go for a graduate degree. That's one of the things you need to take the next step, right? And I worked for an investment firm after I graduated, a Spanish investment bank in New York. But the jobs are few and far between for me at that point in time. I did work for an investment firm in Arizona, investment fund, a European investment fund. But when you're in Bloomberg, it's 5 a.m. and then you're looking on the Bloomberg screen and you're reading stuff about Haiti.
It's not good news.
President Clinton talked about how the diaspora leaves Haiti and never go back.
Brain drain.
That was a point that I said, what can I do?
Did you actually see that ticker go across and then say to yourself?
I think it was an article either on the Herald or Washington Post or New York Times, an article, but it came up on the Bloomberg screen. And it was something in the back of my mind. I was in Tampa working for a startup in technology and healthcare. And then I remember getting a call that there was the earthquake.
Right.
And I said, wow, maybe I'll never go back to Haiti, but it ended up being an opportunity for me. So I went back in 2011, and one of the bigger American firms in Haiti, it's a cigarette company, Comme Il Faut. It's owned by an American firm in the U.S., and the president of AmSham was the president of the company. So him and some board members of AmSham, they said, you could pretty much help us out with the chamber. And that's how I went back to Haiti. I said, I can work for a firm here and make a lot of money. And but at that time, you're a number. But in Haiti, I'm like, I can have a real impact.
How much of that knowledge and practice was transferable to a new social and ecosystem climate?
It's tough because you have to learn what they're trying to do as a young entrepreneur. Some of them are Haitian Americans that went back to Haiti. Some of them are trying to turn a business to a social business. And some of them are just trying to make money.
Right.
So you have to relearn the challenges every entrepreneur in Haiti has, whether big or small. And when I left AmSham, I was part of unit social business. I had to relearn what it is to be a social business. And that kind of like piqued my interest of how you can make money and have an impact.
Were you trying to look at things on a level where how can you establish companies to the point where they could be traded, say, on the Haitian stock market, create IPOs, or find investors?
No, it didn't get to that point because, Haiti is I think it's the only country in Latin America that doesn't have a credit.
Can you say that again? Because a lot of people don't know that.
Haiti is the only country in Latin America without a credit rating.
Wow.
Which means that, I was in Haiti in 98. I was still in journalism for that magazine, Latin Finance.
Right.
And I made a presentation to the Haitian government and Haitian private sector about that with Kessner Farrell and Groupe Croissance, and was at that time a stockbroker from Coral Gables, a Haitian American. And I talked about what countries in Central America did, or the Caribbean, to get investments into their country. And the first process is a credit rating. And Haiti never took the steps to get there. And that's one way for us to
this day
to make a left turn from just focusing on humanitarian aid and grants. But the Haitian government never took the steps. The private sector never really pushed them to do that. But if you look at our neighbor, the Dominican Republic, they have a bond issue every quarter. And when the bond issue comes up, you have more investors that want to buy the bond than what they have available. So it's like you have 5 boxes of cereal and you have 20 clients that want to buy the 5 boxes of cereal. So there's a demand for Dominican paper. And with that issue of debt, they're able to build highways, bridges,
of course,
focus on infrastructure projects. etc. But it's not Petro-Caribbean where you borrow the money and then you don't really put it in projects that can pay it back. It has to be paid back. So that's a whole other conversation. But
Sounds overwhelming because you can see so many things that can change, so many things that can improve, coming with the right team, having the right people with the vision. But when you went out there, one of the things that, and it may not be true anymore, I think Haiti is number 2 when it comes to the volume of NGOs who are in certain ways trying to microfracture the country and create their own sovereignties. Like they don't want to deal with the government. They want to build their own little spaces and so forth.
I think every country faces challenges,
Right.
and they can't really face or solve these issues in a short term or a medium term. So NGOs have a role, whether they're NGOs based outside of Haiti or NGOs based in Haiti. But the problem is that if the NGOs solely or they succeed in solving a problem,
Right.
it gives the people locally not to trust the Haitian government, which is why the NGOs must work with the Haitian government at some point, and eventually the Haitian government takes over. But
Over their projects.
right, but that doesn't really happen that way. Is it because you don't have enough people that are capable of running these projects or achieving their indicators or whatever they expected to do over 5 years?
Is that the plan for them to exit at some point?
Not really, but technically, if you're, let's say you're helping young kids go to school,
Okay.
at some point the Haitian government should work with them and then over time take over. So it doesn't become a problem anymore, and the Haitian government cannot solve that. But for them to solve that, you need money. So if you don't have a lot of taxpayers in Haiti, if it's not really managed efficiently, and then the Haitian government cannot really address those social issues.
So basically, it's assistance until the country can support itself with whatever endeavor or whatever is lacking within the infrastructure. So schools are not free in Haiti, right?
No.
So say an NGO establishes a microfinance and builds a school, at some point, the government's supposed to take over?
Well, no. I mean, if an NGO, for example, there's an NGO in Lekai that helps young kids go to school.
Okay.
And there's a cost per month to pay for the kids to go to school, feed them, et cetera, pay the teachers. Once you have less people not going to school, that's positive impact. But for every impact there's a cost. So at some point, if the government helped 20% go back to school, the NGO 60%, private sector, whether it's diaspora or in Haiti, so we resolve so no one is not going to school in the south of Haiti. So that's an impact. But at some point, you want the Haitian government to really come up with a way where they can take over, and NGO is not really always looking for funding to address that issue.
Right. At some point, they can move forward with other projects and so forth.
Right, exactly.
So you're seeing all these problems, and you're obviously seeing gaps. You're seeing businesses that want to deal with businesses in the United States, Haitian businesses or potential Haitian businesses that don't have a support system in order for them to really establish themselves and take things to the next level. So how did you transition from AmCham to going and starting up an incubator program?
Well, I was at Unisocial Business. It was a USAID funded project. And I met other Unisocial businesses that existed around the world. We were in Colombia, Haiti, Uganda, Tunisia, Albania, and later on in India.
Okay.
But that was a bit later in the process. And then Eunice came to Haiti. And when you look at the companies that wanted to become social businesses or those that were financed, even though they were educated in the U.S., some had graduate degrees, but there were some gaps as far as them understanding certain concepts.
these businesses,
these entrepreneurs,
these entrepreneurs?
whether it be accounting, financial projections, or just pure operations. And I realized that it takes a little bit more time to handhold them. So once they get whenever they get financing, so they can pay back the loan and grow. But many of them it didn't work out, and so you cannot really choose to finance an entrepreneur in Latin America, especially in Haiti, if you don't live there, if you don't understand the context.
So what is it that the information, the knowledge is hard to obtain? Or were you creating the ability for them to obtain information that didn't exist?
It takes a certain amount of time to understand, let's say, how to have a chicken farm.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not an agronomist,
Mm-hmm.
but it takes a certain time to understand, how big the chicken farm should be for it to be sustainable,
Mm-hmm.
and the staff it takes to maintain, a chicken farm of 2,000 or 8,000 or 20,000 chickens.
Right.
And a lot of entrepreneurs want to do a project without having the experience or capacity to have it occur or succeed.
Right.
And I think it just takes a little bit of time. I mean, everyone wants to sell water, everyone wants to sell chocolate and coffee, everyone wants to plant trees, but you have to understand the business concept behind it. What does it take to really have a chicken farm or to have a bakery?
Right.
And a lot of the NGOs or people abroad, they focus on the concept of we're going to create jobs. But if you're going to open a pizza shop on Broadway and 21st Street,
Yes.
you're not going to open a pizza shop to create jobs. You're going to create a pizza shop so you can make money.
Absolutely.
Because you're competing with the deli next door or a Burger King or whatever, a food truck.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they're focusing on the wrong indicator, which is creating jobs. I mean, eventually, if the business makes money, you're going to hire people.
Right.
But the focus shouldn't be on creating jobs.
Well, saying that as well, a little bit about legacy. You're starting and helping new businesses establish themselves. What about the businesses that have been around for quite some time and they have so much more potential of growing and excelling and being able to hire a larger workforce? Was that part of your journey?
The focus in the two latest experiences, whether it was with Unisocial Business or with the incubator program, the focus is on young entrepreneurs or entrepreneurs that want to get involved into the world of having a social business.
Mm-hmm.
So it all depends on who's financing. If you have an angel investor, the angel investor is going to come in and say, okay, you have a company, you have one coffee shop in Haiti, can you grow to 10? You have one supermarket, can you grow to 20?
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of these entrepreneurs are not really focusing to grow like that because you have a lot of challenges with transportation, logistics, energy, staff. So the money that funded these projects was not looking to grow middle-tier companies. Company that's making, let's say, $50,000, $100,000 US a month and grow to whatever, 10 times that,
But that's so important because when you're looking at even the poorest neighborhoods in the United States, any neighborhood that is going to be established, it's not just one business that's going there. You're going to have big department stores that are going to either be nearby or accessible for the community to do two things. Of course, number one, purchase, and number two, to work, right? So you're looking at, say, some small town in Miami-Dade County that's going to have a Walmart, that's going to have a Target. And right there, you're looking at this company grossing millions and millions of dollars every single year. In fact, forget year, every single week. I know Home Depot will make over $100,000 a day. So when you start looking and creating these vines spreading all over the country, everybody just collapses on Port-au-Prince for the most part when they need some real things. So these businesses that are all or mostly concentrated in the metropolitan area of Port-au-Prince, how do you get these businesses to expand?
Well, I mean, you'd be surprised to know that a lot of businesses in Haiti are running perhaps formally in Port-au-Prince and informally outside of Port-au-Prince.
Okay.
Or they're comfortable enough with whatever they're earning in Port-au-Prince because of the headache or cost or issues that they face. And they say, okay, I have one supermarket, one store, or whatever. I sell ice cream. I have one store, and I'm good with that, and they're okay. And it's a good thing. It's a bad thing. So now, but that shows opportunity.
Right.
I mean, I was in Jérémie and Lecaille in December. I took a flight to Jérémie. They haven't had gas in 2 years.
Gas in 2 years.
Gas. There's no power for 2 years. So you're going to have a supermarket in Jérémie. I mean, how many people are going to buy from your supermarket? I'm not saying there aren't, or I'm just saying you have to understand the market. Whatever it is, a gas station, restaurant, supermarket, hotel, business that does, business services, etc. So you have to really understand what's out there. And if there's no power or gas for 2 years, that already limits.
2 years straight.
Yes.
I remember growing up and we had food in the fridge in Okap, right? But at night, we had to take the food out of the fridge and bring it to a store that had a generator just to keep the food cool,
right,
and prevent it from expiring. That, to me, is traumatizing.
But
now,
everyone now has a generator, or most people.
Right.
Whether it's a generator or they have
run on petrol.
Or solar power.
Right.
So the solar renewable energy the use has increased tremendously in Haiti, especially outside of Port-au-Prince. Right now, my house in Port-au-Prince, it's on solar power.
It has to be, right?
All solar power. I mean, I have a generator. I use it once in a while. But you see, so if you want to grow a business outside of Port-au-Prince, let's say in Petit Guave in the south or Saint-Marc in the north,
right,
they might have power for a couple hours per day,
right,
or a couple hours per week, depending on where you are. So most people have generators, and now they have solar power. But are there opportunities for business in Haiti? Sure, there are. I mean, you're talking about Port-au-Prince is a city of 3 million people, give or take?
Just about.
And then the rest is in the north, in Cap-Haïtien, in Gonaïve, in Lecaille, in Jacmel, Léogane, Saint-Marc, and Mille-Balais is another city. But those are the main cities, I mean, every department has a bigger city, but Gonaïve and Cap-Haïtien have much more people than the other cities.
Right.
Now what can you do with them? I mean, you have young entrepreneurs who want to sell pizza in Gonaïve, or they want to sell hot dogs.
Right.
Some people, they do water, they sell ice, and then others are involved in agribusinesses. But when I was in Gonaïve a year and a half ago, you go to the port of Gonaïve, the ship comes in full with used cars and used clothing. It leaves empty. And I think that's something that we should have more data on, is what's being imported into Haiti. I mean, the imports into Haiti, I think we export about 1 billion. Well, I don't know. It could vary over the past 2-3 years. But 90% of our exports are clothing for these
textiles.
About 1 billion, a year. But if you look at exports and imports of agriculture-based foods, we import $400 million a year on average in food, agriculture, and we export 10 million. So we have a gap of 390 in agriculture, a demand for agriculture goods for $390 million every year. But if you're going to finance a company in Campion or in Hanche, can they produce that amount? What are the challenges for them to get there? So that's one thing that a lot of NGOs, a lot of projects are looking to see, how can we address the food insecurity? How can we address the demand for certain products?
Irrigation.
But you have water, energy, transportation.
Right.
If you look at those trucks coming from Jérémie, they mix fruits, vegetables, and they have animals in the truck. It's not closed. The truck could take, 6-7 hours to get to Port-au-Prince. Things go bad, so we have to improve the transportation of these goods, and even enable these farmers to export their products if there's no demand for the product, because a lot of it goes bad.
So why is it that, in your opinion, or your facts, the factoids that that the infrastructure isn't more stable as far as electricity, as far as internet service and so forth?
I mean, that's something that someone should do a study on. I mean, I all I have is what I've seen. But transportation costs a lot of money.
Right.
And some firms that were involved in infrastructure, maybe they didn't do the projects correctly. I mean, they could redo the road from Port-au-Prince to Leogane, and then a year later, the floods or the rain destroyed the road. So was it a problem with how the road was built? A Dominican firm redid the road from Saint-Marc to Gonaive, and they did a very good job. The road is a bit elevated,
Okay.
where you have those farms from Saint-Marc, Pont-Saint-Day area going towards Gonaive. It's elevated because it was always being destroyed through floods.
And they didn't hire any Haitians, right? This is all
Of
Dominican.
course, no. It's a. I don't know who funded the project from the Haitian government, and then they hired a Dominican firm.
Right.
But the road is still there. It's been what, I don't know how many years, 8 years.
Stable.
It's stable. I mean, they probably could have done a highway like they have done from Santo Domingo to Santiago, but they did an elevated road. And it's a good road, and it's still there after 10 years. So are we going to always have Haitian firms do a bad road and then it gets destroyed every 2 years? Or we're going to hire Colombian, Mexican, Dominican firms, Puerto Rican firms
Every single time.
that can do the road well, and then it's investing for 30 years, you know? But that's a whole other question. I mean, the thing is demand and supply. Are there people that are going to pay for internet and telephone and hash for them to have the infrastructure there? Is it the, what comes first? There's a famous saying in French, you cannot put the cows in front of the la charrue.
The chariot.
Right.
Right.
So,
it's really the horse, though.
but whenever you leave Leogane or you leave Okaye, the internet is not as strong as it is in certain part of Port-au-Prince. So that's a whole other issue that they should talk to the telecom firms, or they'll tell you that if we're going to give them, whatever, 4G, 5G internet or telephone, are they going to...
Infrastructure's got to be stable.
Well, are they going to pay for it?
Right.
I mean, if you go to Leogane, for example, the Haitian entity that distributes water, Dinepa, I remember speaking to one of the directors, population of Leogane is about 100,000, give or take. Only 7 people were paying water.
7?
Yes. So if you don't have people paying for water, there's no free water in the U.S.
Right.
There's no free power in the U.S. So those are services you have to pay for. But for some reason, these NGOs, a lot of them, they do these water wells. But that's not, to me, they should bring it to the 21st century.
Yeah.
These water wells is not 21st century.
No, they're not.
But the thing is that if they invest whatever millions of dollars for Leogane for everyone to have running water, are they going to pay for it?
Which the ecosystem, it's a catch-22. It's a whole, can one hand wash the other system. So as there are challenges just for this simple infrastructure, how does one help? We already know some of these challenges for startups. How have you been able to navigate these waters to help these startups get themselves stable and grow and be self-sustainable?
Well, I mean, the word startup is interesting because in the U.S., when you use startup, it's more of a technology company that's looking for funding and eventually do an IPO. In Haiti, it's more of a small business.
Right.
And, the definition of a small business in the Caribbean differs per country. And the definition of a small business in Haiti differs per USAID says what a small business is. World Bank has a different definition as far as number of employees or sales per month.
Right.
And DGE, which is the local government agency that collects taxes, which is the IRS of Haiti, DGE has another definition. Commercial banks have another definition. So once you have an average of, you have a small business, 5 employees, and you're selling less than $50,000 US a month, you're a small business.
Right.
I could be above or below definition of either of these 3 or 4 entities that look at small businesses.
Right.
The biggest issue with small businesses, most people say it's funding, capital.
Right.
But a lot of young entrepreneurs don't understand the rules of capital. I mean, as you know, microfinancing is plays a role in Haiti.
Huge role.
But it's very costly. It's 6% per month financing. So that goes to over 40% per year in the cost of getting a loan from microfinancing.
Right.
But microfinancing, you don't have to be a legal company. You could be informal. And it'll give you the loan for 3 months, 6 months, you pay back, and then you have your microfinancing, but it's very costly. If you go to the commercial bank, you have to be a legal entity, a company bank account, and then you could get a loan for maybe half that cost per year.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of entrepreneurs, they don't go through the process of being a legal entity because it's tedious, or for them it's costly.
Are they bootstrapping mostly?
I mean, some of them, they just give up on the process because they don't know what they have to do to get there. Mm-hmm. And then they just stay informal. But when you stay informal, it costs you more to get a loan or from a microfinance entity.
If you could even get one.
If you get one, and then you cannot grow as much as you'd want to. And you can't export. You cannot have a website and they pay you with a credit card. Mm-hmm. We don't have e-payment solutions in Haiti. You have web-based payments with some services through banks, but it's not e-commerce where you can go on a website, you put your credit card, and
Apple Pay or any
exactly.
of that.
We don't have PayPal in Haiti, so those are challenges that will have to be addressed at some point. But it's costly. So if I take a young entrepreneur and I help them with the process to the Ministry of Commerce, it could take me 3-4 months to actually get them to have what you call in Haiti certificat d'entreprise. It's a business certificate. You do your statutes, you register your name. You have to put it in the paper. It costs $150 to put your small business in the paper in Haiti. Which is a lot. So
in the paper as well?
In the paper, yeah. You have
there's a requisite for that.
Yeah, you got to put whoever is part of the company, the address and whatnot. And then you have to do the bilan d'ouverture, which is opening balance sheet. Mm-hmm. An accountant can ask you for $300 US to do that, and I think it's costly. Plus, you have to go to DG. You have to have you have to pay your taxes or file for taxes as an individual. You have to file taxes or create your own EIN number or NIF matricule in Haiti for the company. Then you got to pay for the patent, which is a piece of paper that says that you're a legal company.
Right.
Then with that, you could go to the bank and say, okay, I want to open a bank account. So that whole process can take supposedly 2 months, but I think it takes on average 6 months. And it's costly. It could cost you over $500, $600 US to create a company in Haiti. If you're doing a sole proprietorship in Haiti, what you call in French, société individuelle, it's not as complicated. But guess what? You have no information in Haiti in Creole on how to create a company. There's no information.
Everything's in French?
Everything is in French. So if someone is in the provinces and they don't speak French, there's no information on the web or even at the ministry in Creole to explain to them how to do your tax ID, what is the process. You go to a bank, everything is in French.
And a lot of people are illiterate when it comes to either French or English.
They don't really speak French. So it kind of creates another burden. The statutes have to be in French.
They're still in French?
Yeah, the statutes have to be in French. I believe the Haitian government is working towards accepting bylaws and statutes in Creole, but I believe for it to be a legal document, it has to be in French.
But it still would make a difference because these words are all based on French, right? Diplomatie, démocratie, and all of that. You write it in Creole, still French.
Not really. I mean, not really. So if a document is written in Creole, I think it would help many more people to understand the steps, the procedures, what you have to do, what to get your license, what to get your passport, what to get your tax ID, how to get the tax ID, what do you need to do. And sometimes they have to leave wherever they live. They have to go to Port-au-Prince to do it because there are no offices.
In OCAP, in OCAI.
I think the Ministry of Commerce is trying, the CFI is trying with OCAP, but I don't know if they have an office in Miagwan. They might have a DGE in Miagwan. So all those procedures really hamper small entrepreneurs, farmers, to be formal. And you need to be formal to get financing. You need to be formal to export. So
where do you start? What's your day-to-day look like?
Well, remember, we select 4% to 5% of people that apply to us online. So we don't have banners on the streets. We don't go on the radio. We might have a an interview on the radio here and there, but we're not actively in the radio. We get everyone from Facebook and Instagram. So these are people that have a phone, they have internet, they see my ad, they apply online, and then we get 400 to 500 people that apply, and we select the best ideas of who are looking for support. And we just help those 15 companies for 6 months, because I believe it takes 6 months to help them get enough of the jargon so they can speak to an investor or a client about their business. Okay, you want to sell coconut water. How many gallons of coconut water can you produce per month? What does it cost you per gallon? What order are you going to sell me? Do you have a wholesale price or do you have a retail price? Just to get there, it takes some time. So we teach them, all the tools for them to sound organized. We teach them Excel. We teach them PowerPoint. We teach them how to find data online. Obviously, the next step is for us to do this in other parts of Haiti and have courses online. But we've tried to have Zoom meetings and they have no power or they have no internet. And then they're in Delma or they're in Corfu. So imagine if I'm going to do something in Okai or Cap or Gonaive and there's no internet or they haven't had power for 2 days. So I don't want to invest a lot of time and energy in having some content online
that no one's going to see.
I know a lot of people are trying to fill that space and provide online content in Creole. So it's a work in progress for us to see if we could have online content for these young entrepreneurs. But I believe the information is so wide open as far as teaching them how to get a license, how to have a passport, have to have a tax ID.
What about getting the money just to get the license and get the ID?
Well, I mean, it's something that they have to address, A lot of them don't even have documents to have a license or an ID. So they have to go to Archives Nationales.
What do you mean, like they're not registered?
They were born, but there's no birth certificate.
No dossier. No,
right. So if you don't have a birth certificate, you cannot have an ID. It makes it complicated. So that makes it difficult for them to open a bank account. It makes them difficult to have insurance. And it could go on. So I don't want to be too negative. A lot of people are addressing that. And if you look at statistics by the World Bank and the IDB, literacy rate has increased. So people under 65, there's a higher literacy rate than people over 65 or over 55. So we're going in the right direction, but it hasn't been solved completely. A lot of schools are closed.
Why?
Because of the insecurity in the Port-au-Prince area. And so there are a lot of challenges that have to be addressed over the next year or two. But from a business perspective, these young entrepreneurs, a lot of them are very ambitious. And then one thing that Jasper should understand, if a young entrepreneur can sell for $2,500 US a month or $5,000 US a month on average, they're not going to come here.
Why not?
Because they'll be comfortable making that kind of sales per month, and they could pay them a salary, let's say $1,000 US a month, and then they own their land, they own their house, and they're not going to leave. I have a young entrepreneur right now in Campion. He does coffee. He's an agronomist. Graduated. He left Lekai, came to Port-au-Prince 6 months, and he was one of the best pitchers in our second cohort, and he does coffee. So now he's a formal business. So now he's looking to, I think he exported once or twice.
Okay.
And he's looking to continuously sell coffee every month. We gave him a grant funding, and he's going to double, triple, quadruple his revenues. It's going to take a year. He just planted over 5,000 trees, coffee trees in Campion. So we need more of these kind of entrepreneurs. But what I'm looking for is to have a store, a market, a restaurant in Miami, Atlanta, New York, Boston, D.C., Maryland, Chicago that want to buy his coffee. Once I can make the link, his sales could grow hopefully to 10, 20K US a month.
Yeah, we talked about this quite a bit because we said, okay, you help these businesses get established, but they still, once they're done with the incubator program, they still need their hands held. They still need connections. Now, we could talk about AmCham and so forth, but we can also talk about the bridge, the liaison that can happen for these businesses in Haiti to actually benefit from bigger, stronger economies such as that of the United States. So if they were to be able to sell coffee beans to Starbucks, coffee beans to, I forgot the one in Canada, there would be an ability for these businesses to really thrive.
Be careful when you say Starbucks, because when you have these big firms, Walmart, Whole Foods,
Right.
Starbucks, and then when they say they want a product,
They buy it.
the minimum is so high for these young entrepreneurs.
They can't handle the
They
volume.
can't do it. That's one.
Right.
Two, the entrepreneur can do it once or twice and can do it a third time because of issues that they're facing back home. And then they lose the contract. And that's the same thing that happens with some of the bigger manufacturing companies. They're doing jeans or bras or whatever they're doing in the north or in Port-au-Prince.
You can't
And
sustain.
as soon as there's a problem with the port, or they cannot get products in, or there's a strike, it's not a good thing for them. And after it happens 2 or 3 times, they can lose a contract. I know that my dad had a baseball factory in Haiti back in the 80s.
Mhm.
And they left Haiti.
All the baseball.
There were 4.
The MLB was making baseballs in Haiti, right?
There were 4 of them.
4 of them.
And they left Haiti in 88, 89, 90, around there.
All of them.
All of them left.
Where'd they go?
They went to Costa Rica, and then eventually they went to China.
Not even DR. They didn't stick around.
Well, that's a funny thing. My dad's, it was an American baseball company in New York, Albany, New York.
Mm-hmm.
They were in Jamaica, Haiti, and DR. And in 1976, they shut down the baseball factory in DR and in Jamaica because Haiti was more stable and produced more, was more efficient.
Wow.
So from 77 to 86, Haiti controlled pretty much the production of baseballs. So that at a time, I remember going to a sports store in Queens.
Mm-hmm.
What was it called again? I used to go to the Queens Center Mall. There was a
Sports Authority?
No, before Sports Authority.
Okay, before Sports Authority, what, Models?
Herman's and Models.
Yeah.
And you could go into the baseball section, and I would see my dad's baseballs. It's called De Beers.
Wow.
They still do gloves and baseball bats in the U.S., but I think the baseballs are made out of China. So, so even bigger firms have challenges.
Of course.
It's to the whole
ecosystem in itself.
Ecosystem. But if you want a young entrepreneur to sell to the U.S., I like that because it brings them U.S. dollars. I like that because the demand from the product is still stable.
Mm-hmm.
But you're gonna have other people that say, "Well, why would you sell food outside of Haiti when we need food?"
Right.
But I don't think everyone can for certain products like coffee and chocolate and sugarcane. Well, we're not going to export sugarcane. That's a whole different sector. But there are products that young farmers, young entrepreneurs could get involved in exporting the products to the U.S.
Right.
I would even love to see some Haitian products being exported to the Dominican Republic. But that's a whole other discussion as far as you have certification requirements with any foreign government where your product has to come into. Let's say, for example, mangoes and avocados, there are certain requirements you have to abide by. And if you can't abide by them, you cannot sell your products to the U.S. But I wouldn't focus on selling Haitian coffee and chocolate to a Starbucks type. I think their demand is too big. If maybe 3 stores in Miami wanted to have Haitian coffee and chocolate, that'd be great. But
but the supply chain is too vast for them to be able to produce.
But if it's 2 or 3 stores, that's fine. But if it's for Starbucks overall types, Whole Foods overall, it's complicated.
Mm-hmm.
The demand is what they want as a minimum contract might be too big for these farmers. But there are opportunities for niche type products, right? And I believe that they can sell their products. Let's say a black a minority owned company in Louisiana or in, let's say, Arkansas, and then he does coffee. I'd rather the Haitian farmers that in the Okap Boy or in Gundas that will sell them chocolate coffee, they would have that client,
right?
And so those are the kind of things that I believe we can work on over the next couple of years.
So you're getting funding to run these incubators. How do you balance the relationship with your partners? Because the level, the terrain is so challenging, and what you're trying to produce is a hardcore social impact. So how is it trying to deal with IDB, FAES, and other partners that you have?
Well, we have there are certain reports that we have to do to show what was done. There are certain indicators that we have to achieve. We're able to achieve those indicators,
Right.
and we would like to grow outside of Port-au-Prince.
Of course.
But sometimes, like right now, if you want to get a flight from Port-au-Prince to L'Écaille, the flights are sold out for 2 months. So
Business is good.
for the airline company that's providing those services, can they provide a bigger plane? Can the bigger plane land at that airport? There are other issues.
Of course.
So
The type of problems that you need.
yeah, I mean, you go to the
Expansion
airport. You go to
problems.
the airport in Jérémy, and they cannot really manage the airport. You have goats running around on the runway.
Really?
Yeah. So and then they don't have the fence. They break the fence. So there are other challenges on all sides
Right.
that we should be aware of. It's not just always criticizing the bigger entrepreneur, even though many of them are not playing by the rules, as we've learned over the years. But we try to interact with our partners consistently. I mean, I had a project with the Caribbean Development Bank. They're based out of Barbados, to help 10 organizations that do festivals, whether it's writing books, poetry, promoting Black culture in the Cap Haïtien, promoting jazz in Jacmel. We help them to understand how they can have a sustainable business model to make money and involve in the culture and arts sector. We had also something with the CEDA, Caribbean Export Development Agency, funded by the EU, also for entrepreneurs focusing on that do arts and craft, jewelry, wooden sculptures, metallic sculptures.
Okay.
So these are people that don't really have business background, and we have to really tone it down much quicker to understand what is accounting, what is finance, how to have your company formalized, and how to have a website,
Absolutely.
etc. But they still need work. But our project is 4 months. This is what you have to do. You do it. They can see how those entrepreneurs progress, and it's done. With IDB and FAES, it's more of a longer term project. FAES, they come and do these surprise visits, because you could have a project and you never go to work.
Is that like an auditing thing?
Well, it's kind of like maintaining a relationship.
Right.
And they would come in and the room is full.
Okay.
So I don't mind. We're working every day. I mean, I have
That's
a New York way of doing things.
That's what we're talking about
They always say that I'm the blanc. I'm saying I'm not blanc in the U.S., so I don't think I'll be a blanc in Haiti. But
that's a whole nother story right there, a whole nother conversation.
But when you see these young entrepreneurs change over 2-3 months, they realize they're changing, and they're always grateful of the opportunity. I wish I could have done it for all of them that applied to my program.
Of course.
But I can't yet.
Right.
But after 6 months, when these young entrepreneurs pitch their project, whether it's an agribusiness, some of them are involved in clothing. I have one entrepreneur, he's doing a recycled paper bag out of the banana tree, the trunk of the banana trunk.
Okay.
He does paper bags.
Okay.
So he went on a competition with the beer company, Prestige, and he won.
Okay.
But, a lot of these young entrepreneurs, now they know how to pitch. They know how to present the problem, how they're going to have the social problem resolved, how they're going to make a social impact, how they're going to make money. It sounds beautiful, so they go to other projects and they're winning. I have one that won in Fond and Egg with a current project right now. They're doing juice. One in Gondas, they won. All the projects in Port-au-Prince with a central bank or another NGO, and some of them were very weak with us. And they go out there and they're winning projects. But the thing is, I don't want them to keep on winning pitches. I want them to get the money and then grow to the expected targets that we had for them as far as sales and making money. And then once they can do that with the grant funding, then they graduate to the accelerator stage where they can get funding, real loan.
Right.
Whether it's 10K or 50K. But what I don't like is these young entrepreneurs, and they say, I need $1 million, and they have no sales. They have no product. I was like, you're dreaming. because it's not going to happen in the U.S. Chase is not going to give you a loan because you want to sell water from the river in QC and it's the cleanest water in the world. You got to come up with some numbers. And then we try to teach them in financing, just like when I went yesterday in this event yesterday with the Hackoff and the Miami-Dade Chamber of Commerce, you got to have a history of sales for 2 years to qualify for certain loan programs. And the Haitian banks have the same thing too. Whether it's a year or two, you have to have accounting, and we teach them QuickBooks
Right.
for 2 days. Maybe they might need more help.
That is what you can provide.
Right. But once they leave, they're not the same person at all.
Right.
Some kid, I remember he was back with us in 2008, maybe 2018.
Mm-hmm.
And we taught him Excel.
Mm-hmm.
And he came here and he helped his family with Excel, and that opened up jobs for him with other opportunities. So just teaching these young entrepreneurs Excel is a big issue.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
Just teaching them Excel, teach them how to do a pivot table, teaching them how to look at data and do charts.
Right.
It's not about doing a PowerPoint and you read the PowerPoint. You got to be able, it has to come from your heart. So that's what we do. And most of them move on. I know one, she's doing crochet, clothing.
Yes, we spoke about her.
Bathing suits.
We want to get her products here in Florida or in the United States.
I want to do it tomorrow. She's making $2,500 US, $3,000 US a month in sales. I told her I needed to get to 5,000. Just so she could get to that level, and then she can grow to a whole other level. I have an entrepreneur. He was doing John, the mushrooms, the black mushrooms. He exported it on a website in Asia, $2,000
a month.
No, he just did one sale, and he was happy. I was like, "Well, you got to do it again."
Yeah, you can't be complacent.
And do it again,
right?
And again, he was blushing.
He was
like,
beat from it, right? He was probably too tired to keep going, but it's a lot of work behind all that stuff.
I want to prove the NGOs that there are Haitians in Haiti that are qualified to help them.
Right.
I want to prove the government that these young entrepreneurs matter. They're very important for Haiti. I want to prove to the private sector that these young entrepreneurs matter.
Of course.
And I want to let the diaspora know that these young entrepreneurs exist. So I'm on a mission.
So talking about this mission, what are the things that the people here can do to help take things to the next level, to help you along with this journey, right? To accelerate and improve businesses and entrepreneurs in Haiti? What can we do here?
Well, the first thing is not to use the word help.
Let's not use the word help.
Let's not use the word help. Let's not use the word aid. Let's not use the word poor.
Oh, no.
Let's use the word or how Haitian businesses here can purchase Haitian products,
right?
So they can have impact on young entrepreneurs, young farmers, providing or transforming these products.
Mm-hmm.
Come up with some pride. Haitian diaspora can get involved. If you have a skill, experience, you want to talk to these young entrepreneurs in Creole, we could do it by Zoom.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to come in person and see them, but I must warn you, if a diaspora comes to Haiti and see these entrepreneurs, you're going to leave with tears in your eyes. Because it's very moving to see these young entrepreneurs that value people that want to share their knowledge, share their experience. And if Haitian Americans want to get involved in funding some of these companies, that's also another opportunity. But I wouldn't want Haitian, let's say a Haitian American in New York, and he has 5K, 10K, say, I want to fund that company that does coffee. And then that Haitian entrepreneur gets the money, I don't know of it. I want to be aware. I'm like a brokerage firm or something.
Mm-hmm.
So I understand how he's managing that 10K. So the investors, Haitian American investors, are not in the clouds, because some Haitian entrepreneurs have gotten funds and it was not used correctly. So you have to be, you want to invest, that's great. You want to invest through an entity in the US or entity in Haiti, that's great. But I would recommend to look at, I would love to do a crowdfunding platform for them.
You do have a crowdfunding
Well,
platform.
we talked about that, you and I,
Yes.
over the past couple of months, and we want to do that. But I don't want to open up the door and then, some guy from Boston invest in some entrepreneur and then he loses the money and then it's my fault. So I would rather manage the expectations of both the entrepreneur and the investor. I don't need to get the money, but I want to make sure that it's being used correctly. You give him $5K, he has to plant trees, he has to transform whatever, cassava. He's doing spices that are in powder format. That's beautiful. But we have to manage our entrepreneurs, so the money is not used to pay school or pay something else.
So if you can summarize in 3 ways that people can do a CTA, for those that don't know, that means a call to action for the people that are watching this, for them to be actionable, not just to hear the stories and hear the struggles, but actually say, I'm going to do something. Give me 3 things that people can do right now to mobilize and accelerate the projects that you have going.
Well, I would love to see Haitian Americans get involved with me, and we could do a session for an hour to 4 hours for some of these, for my current cohort number 7, or for all those that graduated from us, the 6 cohorts from before.
That's one.
They can purchase their products from a entity here, buying their products in Haiti.
Okay.
I have to figure out how to connect the dots. I have a company that's one of the largest shipping companies in Haiti, and the director has told me he wants to figure out, let's have a container every month. And I fill the container with products from 10 companies. That's a start.
Right.
Because I don't think one entrepreneur can fill a whole container of coffee or chocolate right now.
Okay.
And then 3, if you want to invest, or you want to fund our project, that's another level.
Okay.
But as we spoke about, if I can have the crowdfunding platform here, that would be a step. And I hope I can talk about what is social impact in Haiti to Haitians in the U.S. is what it is, how we can have an impact, and then change the narrative that we can have a say in how we want to see things change in Haiti over the next 5-10 years. One thing I'm seeing is that the chambers are not really communicating enough here, and it's
talking to each other.
Talking to each other, and the topic is always about the TPS program, and that doesn't really help investments in the country when you're telling the federal judge that I won't leave my country because it's too dangerous. So that's not going to attract tourism. It's not going to attract investments. So we got to really focus on what is a narrative in Haiti. And there are a lot of legal challenges. There are a lot of legal issues. The justice system is not really working correctly for the past 4 or 5 years, if not past 10, 20 years.
Right.
But deals are being made. People are making money, but we would like to see that go down in the pyramid, not to lower down in the pyramid to these entrepreneurs in the south, in the north, in Jacmel, in Miraguan, in Gonaïve, and Semak, and of course in the north and in the greater north area. But there are opportunities.
So how do people reach out to you? If you got to fill your calendar up right now and start talking to the right people, how can they reach out to you?
Well, they can go on my website, HaitiStartupTalent.com. As you know, HaitiStartupTalent.com, the incubator, is part of Sociale, which is a foundation in Haiti. So Sociale is Sociale.org, Sociale, Caseli.org. I've been working with Patrick, who created Sociale before. He was with another U.S.-based NGO, and he's been focusing in the past on cooperatives,
right?
Agriculture cooperatives.
Okay.
So whether you're in mango, avocado, sugarcane, moringa,
right?
He has helped most of them over the past 4 or 5 years.
Okay.
So with us, we have a good, we're overwhelmed with cooperatives or Haitian entrepreneurs that are looking for support. Well, right now we are kind of like working to justify that projects come through us, because a lot of USAID funding go to the larger NGOs based in the US. Supposedly they want to work locally,
Right.
but I'm American, Patrick is American, and no one knocked on our door, So
Well, we're going to work on some more projects together. We got to wrap this up. Philippe, you got a lot on your shoulders.
it's not just me, it's my staff, and there are other people in the ecosystem, other people that are trying to do good things in Haiti.
Right.
And we believe, because President Clinton said that the diaspora doesn't go back. I went back, I've been there 13 years.
My dad's back over there. So people are going back, but we need to make an impact.
Well, we could make an impact on 300 people over the past 3 years. I would love it for it to be 3,000 or 30,000. And with my team at the incubator program, we're looking to do more.
Right.
And this is an opportunity to I can share what I'm doing in English, because I'm usually speaking Creole and
Right. This is the first one that you're doing in English.
right. I was usually in Creole or in French in Haiti with the Haitian press.
Right.
And I'm really grateful that IDB gave us this opportunity a couple of years back, 4 or 5 years ago.
Right.
And I didn't really expect it for it to grow to this point.
Right.
And I'm looking to, I'm looking to showcase that there is good things that can be done. You can make money, but have an impact as well.
Well, thank you so much for taking your time and sharing your energy, sharing your vision, sharing your legacy, sharing your hard work, coming to the Haitian community to let the world know exactly what you're doing and how things are. So can you just say one more time the website that people can go to and social media?
We're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, we're on YouTube. It's Haiti Startup Talent.
Yes.
And also Caseli, CASELI. You could find it on Facebook, Instagram. But Haiti Startup Talent Incubator Program, we've put a lot more resources on it.
Right.
And we have videos in Creole.
Is there any crowdfunding yet?
Not yet. We're working on it.
We are working on it.
I did meet an angel investor in Haiti. He was a judge for us, and he's participated with his brother and his wife. His wife is a lawyer, so she would do a session on intellectual property in Haiti.
So yeah,
so we have a good nut of local professionals that help us, but we would love to have more Haitian Americans get involved in the project, so we could link up the Haitian Americans here.
And we'll keep talking about those things.
To the Haitians there. And puis merci en pile, like this in Creole.
Okay, merci, oui. So that's it. Thank you so much again for coming to the show. Wonderful job. And I look forward to working with you more in the future.
Thank you very much. Merci en pile.
And that's a wrap. Merci en pile. Tout le monde. Finish watching. This is Philippe Saint-Cyr. And there will be more to come. It's not the last time we'll have you on the show to talk about other things that you're working, that you got in the oven and on the stovetop.